So lads, it's that time of the year again where Caitlin Clark is now scheduled to play some golf. Or it's the golf tour again. So Caitlin Clark is returning to the Annika to participate in the LPGA's Pro-Am November the 12th.
Here we are with Caitlin Clark once more. The whole sports world was rocked by her. Even Weiss. This time it had nothing to do with basketball. Everyone was talking about her unexpected arrival at an LPGA event. The media went completely crazy. Furthermore, it appeared as though the WNBA had completely forgotten how to tweet. I have a serious question for you now. Was Caitlin Clark's promotion by the LPGA actually superior to that of her own league? Let's dissect this. For what transpired at that LPGA Pro-Am was not your typical celebrity golf event.
Here, Caitlin Clark will compete in the Annika Pro-Am. This is gonna be fire. Y'all know she set the whole golf world on fire last year, had everybody tuned in. The ratings jumped up crazy. They
leaped to their feet. It became a full-fledged masterclass in marketing, which is absurd. The WNBA was just humiliated in their own home. Really.
Next on the tee, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark just arrived, swung a golf club, and smiled briefly. And in some way, she absolutely upended the women's sports industry. In reality, this event was intended to be quite low-key, just a small, enjoyable charity from featuring a few sportsmen and golf celebrities. Nothing significant. However, Caitlin's name was included to that invite list a second time. Everything was different. The fans went crazy. Thousands of people began inquiring about how to watch, how to go, and whether it would even be webcast. The LPGA had to completely alter their setup because it became that wild, even though they had no intention of broadcasting it. It's all due to one player. And you know what? It was a complete success.
Thank you. Caitlin Clark brought her golf game to the LPGA Tour today, playing in a Pro-Am that attracted a bigger crowd than the tour often gets. Clark played at the back nine at Pelican Golf Club with Nelly Korda. She's the #1 player in women's.
They also featured Caitlin Clark on national television. Correct. The world's top golfer, Nelly Korda, was matched with his partner. An exhibition that was meant to be peaceful abruptly turned into a media treasure trove. It's more than simply luck. That is just plain strategy. It was obvious that the LPGA understood exactly what they were doing. They essentially replied, "Yeah, we'll definitely take some of that." After witnessing the Caitlin Clark effect, which included large crowds, record ratings, and all those viral moments. Regards. In the meantime, the WNBA said nothing at all. The league, which genuinely owes her half of its record audience, has not sent out a single tweet, post, or even a congrats message. And fans quickly noticed. Why is the LPGA celebrating her harder than her own league? Many began to wonder. And what do you know? The LPGA didn't simply invite Caitlin, so that's a perfectly reasonable concern. The entire event was basically constructed around her. Their promotions featured her as the face. They provided her with excellent coverage, created visuals, and posted footage. Throughout the season, the WNBA has essentially refused to do anything that they did, and the response to it all only demonstrated the effectiveness of that strategy.
Come say hi. I need to introduce myself. I play out here on tour. I'm Maria. Thank you for being out here. It's very cool what you're doing for sports, kicking ass on and off the field. But now,
and here's the Caitlin Clark effect, Morgan, with Maria Fossey and other players out here following.
That's good. A lot of fun. Made it easy. Annika, could I steal you for a second? I don't think I'll have like bigger. I can't say bad stuff on TV, but badasses at once together. We're doing a fun like quickie on that side. There we go. Yeah. I'm next. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Hi, Allie Ewing.
I mean, I said it, the buzz from the players
over here, so I'm distracting you.
For weeks.
No, y'all are trying to get finished.
Has been huge.
Somebody take this picture.
By the way, Allie, an outstanding point guard in her own right in Fulton, Mississippi.
Hang tight.
All-state.
Thanks for being here. Yeah. Good luck.
Get this, too. That crowd appeared to be a miniature rock concert when Caitlyn started. Cheers, chants, and signs were all there. It was crazy. She appeared to be participating in the Final Four once more. It wasn't basketball fanatics this time, though. Fans of golf were going crazy over her swing. The LPGA took advantage of all that excitement right away. Highlights of her taking pictures, signing autographs, smiling with people, and even making jokes about her golf form were shared. Queen of the court, meet Queen of the course, was the caption they used. That's precisely how it's done. They utilized her enormous popularity and made it work to everyone's advantage. An entirely new audience was introduced to the LPGA. Fans adored Caitlyn's appearance, which made her a global advocate for women's sports. To be honest, the LPGA was in dire need of this kind of boost. Online trendiness isn't exactly what golf is renowned for, but Caitlyn altered that in an instant. 2 days in a row, she was everywhere. Her swing, grin, and demeanor have been discussed by ESPN, Bleacher Report, Yahoo Sports, and Golf Digest. Suddenly, even those who had never watched a single golf match were discussing the LPGA. That's what happens when you really get star power, my friends. That's precisely what the WNBA has yet to figure out, because the WNBA genuinely appeared to be hiding in the background, acting as though it was unaware of Caitlyn's embrace, while the LPGA was setting the trend. Not a single highlight video, no cross-promotion, no mention, nothing at all. They practically seem to be allergic to high-quality PE. And that's the reason why supporters are so furious. You know, this whole event wasn't even about golf. It has to do with opportunity. The LPGA saw an enormous opportunity to introduce their sport to a wider audience and seized it. In contrast, the WNBA has spent the past year behaving as though Caitlyn Clark's celebrity is a problem that needs to be handled rather than something that should be celebrated. Do you recall how the league hardly advertised her games at the beginning of the season? Or how they didn't appear to want to share her best moments until they had to? Additionally, the commissioner herself had to defend remarks that the league shouldn't be centered around a single player. Yes, everything. They are currently sitting there watching a different sport use the same player to make headlines across the country. People think the WNBA appears terrified because they know in their hearts exactly what they are losing. Caitlyn Clark's versatility as a basketball player was once again demonstrated at this LPGA event. She is a brand. She is a force. She is a walking advertisement. Fans, wherever she goes. Additionally, people note how much more valued she appears when she leaves the WNBA bubble, as she just did. She received royal treatment at the LPGA. Fans cheering, athletes grinning, and encouraging interviews. Her spotlight was too bright, yet no one was complaining. No one was complaining about being in the news. It was a joyous occasion. And to be honest, that's what hurts because the LPGA didn't even hesitate. They were fully aware of what they had. They commended her for putting her in the spotlight. In the meantime, the WNBA remained completely silent in response to this significant crossover event. At the very least, they should have retweeted a golf video with the caption, "Our gal Caitlyn is taking over the fairway." But nope, nothing. He was immediately criticized by fans. Comments simply overflowed their official paid account. You act as though she doesn't exist. But why? She deserves your gratitude for the record-breaking ratings. You're not doing your job as well as LPGA. And since this was the simplest possible PR victory, none of that is incorrect. They could have shared the moment by just posting something, anything. Instead, they appeared completely cut off from their own biggest star. Since Caitlyn isn't attempting to make her league look bad, this goes from being humorous to being a little depressing. She isn't causing controversy. She isn't whining. She's simply showing up, working hard, and igniting interest in women's sports, just like she always does. However, it only serves to highlight the WNBA's silence whenever another organization embraces her, as the LPGA recently did. Furthermore, nobody seems to be harmed by Caitlyn's celebrity. Let's face it, everyone benefits when she becomes popular. She has millions of viewers for her games. She sells out of her jersey. Her interviews increase the league's visibility. Why fight it, then? She is obviously the face of the sport, so why act otherwise? It seems as though the WNBA is afraid to acknowledge what all fans already know. Caitlyn Clark is the league's greatest development in years. Additionally, they risk losing her to organizations that truly understand how to handle it if they don't start acting like it. Because the LPGA currently serves as a standard for how to treat female athletes with dignity, gratitude, and astute marketing. It wasn't awkward because of them. They didn't think too much about it. She's a star, they simply remarked. She is present. Let's rejoice about it. In the meantime, the WNBA is out here making quiet a complete PR catastrophe. The fans are upset. The sports press is blaming others. Furthermore, even unbiased analysts are expressing what everyone is thinking. The WNBA seems totally outdated in comparison to the LPGA. Caitlin is not to blame for it. It's the league. Because one straightforward reality was shown by the entire incident. Your sport improves when you truly recognize and honor your stars. You lag far behind when you attempt to conceal them. This is where the situation becomes even more intriguing. Because Caitlin wasn't invited by the LPGA only to make a brief appearance. They purposefully made her the main attraction. They matched her with the world's best golfer, Nelly Korda. It would be like to placing A.A. Wilson and Caitlin Clark on the same court and telling them to go break the internet. The event became more than just a golf competition as soon as the two teed off. It became a cultural exchange. The LPGA was hosting a moment rather than merely a game. Social media began to overflow with pictures of Caitlin and Nelly laughing, smiling, and strolling the course. Everything was posting it, including ESPN, Bleacher Report, Barstool, and more. Even those who were completely ignorant of golf rules were leaving comments along the lines of "I don't even watch golf, but this is iconic." And that's the main idea. People cared about Caitlin. Like true pros, the LPGA tapped into that enthusiasm. They shared behind-the-scenes videos, statements from Caitlin discussing how much fun she was having, and other content. They gave her promotion as if she were their own. They were aware that Caitlin was not detracting from golf. It was coming from her. In the meantime, everything is fine back in WNBA land. Fans were incensed by their silence since Caitlin Clark has demonstrated that when she wins, the league as a whole wins. That was immediately clear to the LPGA. They recognized a chance to bring together golfers and basketball enthusiasts, and it was a huge success. Sales of tickets increased. Engagement on social media tripled. Products are sold out. Caitlin's visit was actually transformed into a sport-building event by the LPGA. Because of all the publicity she created, they even attracted new fans from abroad. It's not luck. That's strategic, astute marketing. Now contrast that with the WNBA's treatment of Caitlin from the beginning. Instead of treating her like the international celebrity she has become, they have treated her like a care project. They have attempted to lessen her prominence rather than promoting her as the league's principal spokesperson in the hopes that everyone receives the same amount of attention. But being a sports star doesn't work like that. Each league has a personality. Someone who attracts admirers. Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron were the NBA's first three players. Pretending otherwise doesn't make things fair. And the WNBA currently has Caitlin Clark. All it does is slow things down. She is the one who brought in the record-breaking crowds, the new viewers, and the sponsorships, whether the league acknowledges it or not. Her games routinely received the season's top ratings, which is evidence. And those numbers fell when she wasn't playing. It's no accident. Star power is that. And it was immediately recognized by the LPGA. They didn't discuss whether it was fair or wait for approval. Caitlin is here, they declared. Excellent. We ought to put up a show. They realized that telling fans a story helps women's sports flourish. And that tale is Caitlin. She's marketable, talented, modest, and, let's face it, accomplished. That's why sponsors are interested. That's what makes media cover it. Fan bases are created in this way. And it was demonstrated in real time at the LPGA event. Even the players at the event embraced only genuine support. No jealousy, no side remarks, no passive-aggressive energy. Caitlin was even commended by Nelly Korda afterwards, who said she added a playful, new spirit to the sport, because it expressed respect rather than rivalry. That comment alone garnered media attention. Players in the WNBA, meanwhile, have been complaining about Caitlin's attention throughout the season. And to be honest, supporters are sick of it, because it simply reveals how petty the WNBA atmosphere surrounding her has appeared when you see the LPGA, a totally different sport, embrace her. She was treated like a VIP by the LPGA. In exchange, they received the best possible publicity, real, organic attention, from Caitlin. She grinned. She gave autographs. She posed for photos with admirers. She even made a joke about how good she was at golf. That is, I hope I don't hit anyone today. Fans adored it. It was authentic. It was modest. It also gave everyone a sense of belonging. You win hearts that way. The nicest part is that everything was posted by the LPGA. Overexposure was not a concern for them. More eyeballs meant more growth. They understood. Caitlin was trending once more towards the conclusion of the event. It's because of sheer positivity, not because of drama or controversy. This is where the true distinction lies. Caitlin's appearance was transformed into a celebration by the LPGA. Tension is created by the WNBA. Fans are referring to this entire situation as a huge wake-up call because of this. Because the WNBA was effectively allowing another league take center stage while the LPGA was busy growing its fan base. Furthermore, the WNBA could have easily gotten in on the fun. They could have reposted a highlight, complimented her, or shared clips. Anything to demonstrate solidarity. Yet once more they remained silent. Right now, it's a pattern. The WNBA's response is consistent each time Caitlin does something significant outside of the league. Quiet. She broke attendance records, and that's what occurred. When her jersey became the best-selling item, it happened. And now it's occurring once more. Fans are making connections while another sport celebrates her achievement. Additionally, it doesn't seem good because it appears that the people who gain the most from Caitlin's influence are the only ones who are unaware of it. Sports commentators have begun to criticize it as well. The LPGA treated Caitlin like the superstar she is. One commenter wrote, "She is treated like a PR rip by the WNBA." It's nicely summed up in that one line. She is viewed by the LPGA as a conduit to new fans. She is treated as a distraction by the WNBA. What do you actually think, then? Did the LPGA simply demonstrate best practices for the WNBA? Was this a significant humiliation for the league or a nice crossover moment? Tell me in the comments below. We're not done criticizing poor sports marketing anytime soon. So please hit the like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you like this breakdown.